Welcome, everyone, to the Sign More Dream Clients mini-series. We are on day 6, strategy number 6. If you're joining us for the first time, I am doing 11 days of just straight, pure, simple strategies to help you land your first, your next, or your several dream clients in the next 30 days or less. These strategies, they work. They help anyone at any stage in business, whether you're first starting off or you've been in the game for a minute. These are all cash injection strategies. I wanted to share a couple different content structures and strategies that you can use to get people ultimately on sales calls, because that's what you want, especially if you haven't really, if you're just kind of getting your feet wet, you're just getting started. You want to quickly be able to get people on sales call. And that's what these content strategies that I'm going to share with you, these content structures, these post structures are going to help you do. The first post that you want to focus on is an SMS post. And I'm going to share deeper what that looks like. But basically what it is basically you putting out to people, here is who I'm looking for. This is the result that I can help you get in this timeline. If you're interested, a call to action is to, DM me a certain word or reach out in the DMs. But I would say let them DM you a certain word, because once they comment, it's going to help you in algorithm, but it's also going to give you the opportunity to start conversations with people in the DMs and to be able to qualify them and then to get them onto a sales call. So that's the first one. There is a way to post that can really create excitement for what you have, especially if you have an audience that's somewhat engaged, knows who you are, and has an idea of like how you help. So you share your own personal transformation. That's the first post. So talk about your journey, your story. People want to know who you are, what you're about. Why do you do this work? How did you get to this solution this outcome, this thing that you help people with? So share your own transformational journey. Tell people where you were at, what was happening for you, what were you feeling, what were you thinking? People can relate if you're speaking in words and the language that they use, and you can really paint a picture of what it was like to be in this point A, this place of challenge, pain, frustration, whatever, not having what you desire. And then walk them through, you don't have to tell your whole life story, but walk them through what changed, what made you decide, I'm done, I'm ready to, change my life, transform my situation, whatever it may be. What was your breaking point? And then what was the steps that you took to get to the result, right? What did you do? You're like, I am done with this. I'm now going to do this way. And then what was the outcome, the result that you got by making this change? And then at the end of that, you want to then let them know, like, this is why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I've been there, I understand it. And that's why I created X, whatever your method is, your unique way of getting to that result. And that's why you created that result. And that's why you're so passionate or excited, or you're on a mission to help, your ideal client to solve this problem, to get this outcome. People relate to that because they're like, yes, thank you. And they can see why you are, again, passionate. Why is it your purpose? Why it's your mission? What's your skill? What's your experience? All of these things actually come up when you have this post crafted correctly. It ignites your audience. It gets them excited. It gets them connecting to you. It gets them like seeing you as the expert because you've detailed that your journey. And people love to see that, hear that. And it's solidified for them, like, oh, you've done it for yourself. And if you have obviously testimonials, we'll talk about the next post, it really helps boost your credibility there. Okay, so document that. And then your CTA at the end, your call to action could be like, hey, if this is something you're interested in and you'd like to learn how to get to point B, here's how I can help you. Send me a DM or book a call, and you can put your link at the bottom, right? So there's different ways to make this work, but this is a really powerful post when it's done correctly. The second post you want to post the next day, this is a trifecta is what I call it, is now a client testimonial if you have. What this does is it solidifies that first day post that you created. It's like, okay, here's her journey, great, but now she's also helped someone else get to that same point B that I'm looking for, get that same outcome I'm looking for. So you also want to take the same steps and the same structure for your testimonials. Too often, I see people putting testimonials where it's like the quote, and this was amazing, and this is my client, blah, blah, and this is where they are. And it's great, but it's not going to move your people. It's basic. If you really want to create that connection in their brain of, oh, you're the person I need to go to, especially after you've shared your journey, follow the same structure. Talk about where was your client when they first came to you, right? Where were they? What was going on for them? What were they struggling with? What were the thoughts? Well, how was it impacting their lives in various ways? What were their frustrations? Talk about that for your client if you can, and then walk them through your client's journey. So they came to you, they were struggling with this, they were having this problem, they were impacted this way, they were trying these things that were not working, and then they came to you, and then you guys work together through your method, your process to solve this and this. And you don't have to break down every single like step by step. Maybe pick one big aspect of your method or process, and then talk a little bit about that. What was it that they did, right? What was the shift that they had to make? And once they did that shift with you and they work with you in that capacity, they had this result. Okay, awesome. Now talk about what's happening now for your client as a result of working with you. Now they have this outcome and this benefit, and their life looks this way, and their business, their relationship, health, whatever. What are all the different now benefits, the result of working with you? Because this is more tangible. This is meatier. People they can see themselves in that journey as well of what your client went through, and they can put themselves in your client's shoe and be like, oh, I want that experience. I want that. And then obviously, if you have the quote or the video or whatever it may be from your ideal client, kind of as your picture or whatever, now it solidifies that. So you can still have the quote, but now talk to us about the journey. How did your client get where they were, right? What was their starting point? And who are they? And then where are they now? So it gives us that picture. It paints that picture for your audience, and it gives them an understanding of how you work and what the transformation actually looks like when people work with you versus just slapping up a quote or a testimonial. And people are like, okay, that's nice, but I don't understand, how did we get here? What was the starting point? So that's how you create really powerful testimonials, is you actually share the journey of your ideal clients and, really speak into what was going on for them and how they got from point A to point B. And obviously insert your method, your process in here, because this is how you're going to differentiate and help people see why your method works and how it works. And so people are going to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And now they can see themselves on that same journey and are more likely to reach out to you and want to work with you. Again, this is a trifecta. So if you create your journey post, then create your client testimonial journey post as well, now you're starting to solidify in their brain, okay, she did the work herself. She knows what she's talking about. She has a client that's done the work who's also gotten a result from her process. And then the last piece, the third part of that, is the next day. So this is a daily, you're doing this on one post a day. The third post on the third day would be your offer post, right? So now you're making a straight call to action. You would have made a call to action on day 2 as well, right? You're like, if you want the same results as Deborah, send me a DM or, put the word X, whatever you do, relationship or health or, finances, whatever your word is, right? Put the word X and I'll reach out to you, right? In the comment section. So always have some type of call to action so that you, again, get people knowing and trained to always take action on your post. And especially on these posts, you want the call to action because you've painted the picture. So now people are going to be like, oh, I want that. How do I get that? And you want to open up that door for them to be able to come to you when they're ready to do so. So on that client testimonial, what I call a journey post, you want to make sure that you have a call to action that's like, if you want Deborah types of results, see me in the DMs, or put this word down here. One call to action, by the way. I'm just giving you options. But yeah, that one call to action to have them reach out in some way, or to put a word down in the comments so that you can reach out and start the conversation. Day 3 is basically a straight offer post. We're going straight to the point. We're saying, hey, listen, I'm making an invite for those of you who have this, want this, or struggling with this, frustrated by this, try this, that didn't work, and want this thing. Here's how you can get it, and you want the solution, here's my offer. And then you obviously create your offer post. So that's what you want to create, and it's really powerful, especially when you do it back to back like this. Okay. And then obviously your offer post should always have a CTA, a call to action, which is to work with you in some way, shape, or form. They should comment below or send you a message in DM. So this is a really powerful content strategy that you can use. I'm going to share with you all the SMS post. It's called Small Measurable Simple Post, basically. And what it is a post that you can put out on your profile, to your email list, in groups if you have the ability to promote And it's really simple, it's really easy, and it gets you a ton of leads. It gets you a ton of hand raised by your ideal client when you have this on point. So here is the SMS post structure. Like I said, you can send it to your email list, you can post it on your profile or your stories, or to your reels, or in a group. I mean, you can put it anywhere, basically. It doesn't matter what platform that you use, this works. Here is what is the structure basically is. I am looking for 3 to 5 ideal client avatar. So you've got to know your ideal client avatar really well, and you have to be really descriptive here. So you don't want to call in people who are not a good fit. That's so important, right? You don't want just anybody, because when you share the outcome, if it's something that's really desirable, you're going to have people raise their hands who aren't serious, who aren't, the right fit. So you want to make sure that, again, your ideal client avatar, you have this person nailed down in your brain, so that when you make this call to action, you have the right people reaching out. So you're looking for 3 to 5 ideal client avatar who want to, whatever outcome or result that they desire. So what is that outcome or result that they desire? You again have to know this really, really, really well, so that you make sure that it's something people actually want, that you do, that you can obviously provide. Make sure that that outcome or the result is something they desire. You will know if it's not really landing for your people, because when you post it, you get crickets. If you don't hear anything at all, like no one's like commenting or reaching out, it's because you're not speaking to something that they desire, that's in their minds right now. If you're not speaking to it, people will gloss over it and move on. Make sure it's an outcome or a result that they actually want, and that they're talking about, that they're Googling, that they're looking for. That's how you know that you've got the right desire down, when you have people actually engaging and reaching out to you, okay? So that's important. In the next believable timeline, we want to have a timeline here, because we want people who are action takers. You want people who want this result now, right? Once you set a timeline for something, it gets people into that mindset of like, it has to happen within a certain timeline. There's a bit of urgency there to make it happen. And you also want to call out people who are ready to move and take action, not someone who's like one day. Within, I'd say 60 to 90 days is kind of like your cutoff. If this is you, and then one call to action, right? I would preferably say to ask them to comment on the post, because I wrote it here for your notes. You want people to comment below with the word, because number one, it helps you boost the post and algorithm. The more people who comment, the higher it's going to keep going. Meaning it's going to be sent to more people in your world, in your audience. So you actually want people to comment, because as they comment, more people are going to start seeing the post, and more people will obviously have the opportunity to comment on there. So you want to make sure that you ask people to comment. But also, why this is so important that you had them comment as well, is you want to be able to reach out then to everyone who has commented in the DMs, so that you can actually qualify them. Like I shared before, depending on what your result is, it could be something really juicy that people really, really want, but not everyone is a good fit for your program, right? You want to make sure that you have qualified people in the DMs, meaning you've asked them certain questions to make sure that they're the right fit before you then send them your link to book a sales calls with you. Now, of course, you can just send them the link immediately once they comment below. I would say not to do that. Ideally, what you want to do is when they comment me, or they comment whatever the word is, you want to then comment below that and say, hey, blank name, thank you for commenting. I'm going to send you a DM with the information. Okay, do not give them the information on that comment thread. No, because then everyone's going to see it, and it's going to stop the boosting of your post and algorithm. Instead, just let them know, hey, Becky, I saw your response, excited. I actually sent you a DM with all the details. Can you go check it out and let me know if you got it? You want to affirm that they got it, right? You want to make sure that they go to their DMs and actually see that you sent them the information, right? You reached out to them in the DMs, and then from there you can start the conversation, and again qualify them, and then send them your call link if it's a good fit. All right, so that's what you're going to comment under every single person that has commented on this post is, hey, blah, blah, what, name, thanks for responding. I sent you the details in the DMs. Let me know if you got it, right? You want them to confirm that they actually got the information and to go check it out, okay? Once they're in the DMs, there's a whole script I'm not going to share it here because it has certain intricacies, and obviously depending on what you do, it's going to shift and change a little bit. There are specific questions that you can ask just to make sure, again, these are the right people and they're serious about taking action. I share the entire DM script because y'all know I'm always in the DMs. I don't do a lot of sales calls, mainly because I'm a busy mom of 3 very little children who take up a lot of my time and energy. And so I don't have the bandwidth, honestly, to be on like 5, 6, 7, 8 sales calls every single day. It's just not feasible for me. So I spend a lot of my time in the DMs because it's very easy to text people back and forth. It's very easy to do voice messages and qualify people that way. So that being said, like I shared, I have all of the DM scripts and how to get people onto the sales calls and make sure that they are pre-qualified and they're the right fit people for your stuff. They're all in my 5K60 course. It is jam-packed with so much value, but beyond that, I give you examples. I help you with like the wording and the verbiage that you can utilize to make sure that it really is the right person and that you are actually selling them pre-sold people before you actually get them on that sales call with you, so that it really is a really amazing call. It's empowering. They move quickly. They're able to make a really good decision quickly on that call. And that, again, you're on the call with the right people who are truly serious about getting the result. Because you can say, I'm looking for 3 to 5 women who want to lose 30 pounds in the next 4 months. So, right? If this is you, comment below, right? And you'll get a lot of people, right? You're like, oh my God, I do want to lose the weight, whatever. But not everyone is serious. There are people who want a magic pill, right? They just want you, they're like, oh, do you have a magic pill that's going to make it all go away, right? And then so you want to make sure that you're qualifying that there are people who are serious about the results, but there are also people who are action takers. You don't want to get on calls with people who are just going to waste your time, pick your brain. They want a quick fix. They're not serious about actually taking the coaching, the consulting, the work that you do seriously. So I have a whole, like I said, I have a whole script to help you pre-qualify them and get them on their pre-sold and make sure they're the right people, and then to be able to sell them in a really ethical, beautiful, graceful way on the call. Okay, if you want that, I'm going to link below 5K60. Go check it out. It is so worth it. On top of that, you also get group coaching calls with me every single month, so I actually can sit down with you and we sit on this for like a good 90 minutes, and I screen share, we powwow, and you share your script with me and I help you tweak it and really fit it to your business. I'm all about personalization because every business is not the same. Every ideal client is not the same. The way they respond will be different depending on, again, the results you help them get and who they are and the psychology and the way they work. All right, so that's just me letting you know there is a way to get extra support if you need it. That being said, let me quickly give you an example and then we'll be done. So an example of SMS, I'm looking for 5 high-achieving women who want to launch their online coaching business in the next 30 days. See how succinct that is, how beautiful that is? If you're someone who's a high-achieving woman and you've been looking to launch your online coaching business, I'm very specific. I didn't say online consulting. I didn't say online Etsy business. I didn't say Amazon business. I'm very specific. Coaching business in the next 30 days. If this is you, comment the word business below. Super simple, very straightforward. If someone fits this category and is looking for this, they will raise their hand. They will comment below. Okay, so go create your own SMS post. Let me know in the comment section what that looks like. I can give you some feedback there, and I will see you all for day 7. All right, take care.